Jason Bourne goes to visit the last remaining member of Treadstone. And he lives in a neighborhood which the houses are ultra-modern. They're almost all glass.
It's just a suburban house, and I wanted it to be an anonymous street that you would not notice, to be light and highly visible.
And you know, these guys pull up, they're heading to the front door, and 5 steps from the door, the entire house explodes.
The thing that really pleased me as an old stunt guy about the house we blew up is the fact that we did it without any computer-generated effects. I hate watching a movie and seeing them go to a CG effect, because to me it's a cartoon. What's exciting, what's scary about a cartoon? At some visceral level, I know it's not real.
The look of our movie is much more realistic. This is what would happen if you actually had a lot of gas that had built up a lot of pressure and then was ignited. The explosion would go out sideways. There would be a short flame. Things probably wouldn't burn. You wouldn't see gasoline, flame, and smoke going up.
Your brain registers these microseconds. You may not see it unless it's like super high speed, but what'll happen is you'll see the flame, you'll see the flash, and then the glass comes flying out at you. And your brain recognizes that as real, because it's basically what happens when a house overpressures under an explosion.
I mean, there are shots where you see these guys run up and they're within 6 feet of the door, and the door splinters and the entire front of the house explodes right at them, and there's debris flying past them. They're back flipping, and each one of them has a completely unique flight. And you see the ground, you see the house exploding. There's, look, Mom, no hands. How'd they do that?
A few years ago, we invented what's called a wrapped ratchet. In the old days, you'd put the wire in the back and pull them straight back. And we started experimenting with actually wrapping the cable around people to get them to spin and flip instantly off the ground. For this show, we sort of developed it, pushed that another step further. We did it as a running wrapped ratchet, which means that instead of standing at one spot with the cable tight on your back, we allow you to run into the position before we trigger the explosion and snatch you back across the yard.
Ratchet, you don't want to rehearse too much because it takes its toll on the people who are doing it. And the challenge was to be able to, get the crane in position and then get the point from which they pull the guys on the cables. For the effects team, I think this is probably the most difficult shot that they have in the movie. It probably took about 4 days, and they had to know exactly how much pressure to have in all the tanks so that when the glass flew out, it didn't fly too far. Then they had primer cord in the door. Primer cord burns at 22,000 feet per second. It's like dynamite, so that when that door went, that was the really loud noise that you heard. We set everybody up, had 6 cameras going, blew all the stuff up. It was very successful. It was so successful, we got it on take 1. We didn't have to do it again.
I think that's what kind of excites those guys, is to get a shot that no one else has figured out how to get. They're constantly kind of working on little problems like that, trying to figure out a better way to make movies. I just love people like that.